Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Adventure Comics 144, The Way to Stop Superboy. A great concept that's in the search of something to say. It needs to say something, but utterly fails to say anything. Oh, we were so close to maybe greatness here. It's a story where Superboy is near quitting being Superboy because he's misusing his powers, or presented as misusing his powers. Villains, a group of criminals, have decided that the best way to defeat Superboy is through psychological warfare. So they're going to convince him that whenever he uses his powers, he inadvertently hurts somebody. All these people have disabilities to begin with, but something happens and they pretend to be injured when Superboy saves the day, so Superboy blames himself for said injury. This involves damaging a guy's leg beyond repair and deafening a man beyond repair. So Superboy legitimately feels bad about using his powers. Now, this is a great setup. Good first half. Unfortunately, I feel Superboy should be learning some sort of lesson, even if these aren't real. If he was more aware of his surroundings and how he was using his powers, he'd probably be aware that he wasn't actually hurting these people. Or maybe he comes to some sort of conclusion like a Spider-Man No More, where the lack of a Spider-Man is much worse than Spider-Man being around and screwing up. There is something to learn from this. There is some way to grow, but the story doesn't care for him to grow. Instead, it finds three things for him to do that make him feel bad and pretty much promise he's not going to use his powers anymore, for a fourth thing to come up where he's terrified to use his powers, in no way exploring the consequences of his actions. There is no time for it. We're immediately to a climax. Man, two-part story would have really helped here. We could have played with the idea of Superboy quitting and seeing what would happen to Smallville, or what was going to happen, or how he would feel bad. There's so much you can play with here. But they overplay their hand in the fourth event, and Superboy is fully aware that he couldn't have caused the problem they're claiming to have happened. Essentially, someone claims he ran into them while using his super speed, when Superboy was nowhere near there and was moving so fast no one could see him. And once Superboy knows what's really happening, he just confronts them and they admit to it. Well, confronting them by having them smash their car into him. So he may have legitimately injured them there, but that involved almost little to no action on Superboy's part. Stopping them in the end did, but actually solving this crime is their stupidity. He doesn't look into it, he doesn't think for a minute. It's all just more or less stupidity and happenstance. I want him to be more involved in the plot. He could have learned something and figured it out. I mean, learned something about himself and then figured out what was going on. Instead, eventually they were going to make a mistake. And that's not great storytelling. I want my character to grow somewhat, to be involved with the actual bringing down of these guys. If they're just going to screw up, there's not really much for Superboy to do than wait around and wait. And that's kind of what he does. Just luckily he didn't give up before then. But if he had given up, we could have, done something with that, leading to some sort of epiphany to why there needed to be a Superboy. Okay, that is it from Adventure Comics 144, The Way to Stop Superboy. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday. We cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow. And seriously, he needs to think about how he uses his powers if he can't tell if he's actually hurting people. Okay, have a great day.